remember, a lot of noise, so rolling in now for a simulated straight pass with some players popping and seeing the Super Hornet was just phenomenal. And last year you got the amazing opportunity to
Roulettes are here. Wow, this is going to be fascinating. Hello, good morning and welcome to our channel. We just arrived here at Lara station. We took a train from Southern Cross in Melbourne and then we just arrived here. We're going to take a shuttle bus to the Avalon Airshow. First of all, we need to mention that there was an incident, a tragic accident happened at Avalon Airshow yesterday on Friday, and one aircraft while displaying crashed, nosedived, and luckily the pilot is critically injured but stable. That's the recent news that we got on the news, so hopefully he will be fine and he will resume his career in future soon. So our thoughts are with him and his families and friends. And so this is our first time at Avalon Airshow. Hopefully it will be most enjoyable. Weather permitting, it's a bit dark at the moment, but I think as day progresses it will be clearer and sunny. So come and join us. Hopefully it will be a fantastic vlog today. Look at the gathering, and a lot of people are queuing for these shuttle buses, and we're going to catch one of these. And today's plan is that it's been delayed because of yesterday's incident, so I think there is no apparent schedule for the day, so we just need to go as they fly. So it will be relaxing, and so we're going to capture as much as possible, especially F-35 if that flies. Look at this, how these private vehicles are parking. This is like stormy dust. We just arrived here at this Avalon Airshow, and that was like half an hour bus journey from the train station. We had no idea that this is going to be such a long journey. And look at these, there are like thousands of people joining this airshow. Just look at this arena. This Avalon Airshow is happening at this Avalon airport. I think tens of thousands of people are here for the show. Yesterday's show was kind of suspended after 5:30 because there was an evening show but which was cancelled because of that crash, obviously. And so today I think there is much more heavier crowd. And also being Saturday, it's really busy. From the Australian Air Force counter, we collected a flat roulette, so we can make these later on. That's roulettes, and we love roulettes because we have so many videos of roulettes flying over Hobart. Look at our background. We just started our tour of this Avalon Airshow. First of all, we're covering these static displays. So there were a lot of real aircraft standing here. Probably they're not going to fly, but we're going to walk through this whole area and look around, and hopefully it will be fantastic. There will be C-17 and Boeing aircrafts, helicopters like Chinook, and that will be amazing. So please come and join us while we walk through the static display. Wow, they have opened the engine as well. A47008. Now we can see really big ones. They are just appearing now in our background. We We just arrived in front of a roulette, and this is roulette which flies with, I think roulette has got 7, right? Yeah. So
6 on the display
and one on the ground, and so this is one of them, and this is our favorite. We always follow them whenever they fly over Hobart. Look at this. This is gorgeous in red. Wow, this is fantastic. We never seen roulette from such a close proximity, and this is just amazing. Yeah, there are 2 seats, and so I think one is navigator and one is the pilot. Wow, what a beautiful sight this is. What have you got from roulette shop?
Small roulette.
Oh, so model of small roulette. Okay.
Pin.
Oh, pin. Okay. That's lovely. There is a hot air balloon display, and this is just fantastic. Wow. I think we'll try to get in the C-17 Globemaster, but I think there is a long queue. But this is just fantastic. You can walk under these Globemaster. Amazing, amazing. Look at these engines. This C-17 can actually fly within 90-meter runway. So this is a very, very short runway. Such a massive aircraft can fly off. And look at these C-17 Globemaster's engines. We are just standing in front of a C-17. Wow, Arunima, you are tiny to this C-17. Wow, what a fantastic environment. So many people, and it's going to be challenging to find a spot to watch the air show. Now we're walking through these static displays. There are a lot of helicopters. They have just opened some of the engines as well, so you can see inside the engine of the helicopter. And from this side, we can see the belly of C-17. So this is a Seahawk helicopter. Look, we have got a Chinook in our background. That's a fantastic helicopter, isn't it? And you can see inside of a Chinook. This is American helicopter Apache. Wow, look at this helicopter. Wow, it has got some ammunition as well. And look at the mouth. This is a remotely operated vehicle, probably going to be used to dispose a bomb. And now we have got a KC-30A. And we also have someone from Royal New Zealand Air Force. This is from Royal New Zealand Air Force. Wow, this aircraft's mouth is quite unique. This is Airbus KC-30A, and this is a refueling aircraft. Look at this structure. This one refuel aircrafts, other aircrafts while flying. Aussie tanker. Wow, this engine is functional, it's rotating. Wow, look at our background. There are 2 aircrafts, they're just standing side by side. The area is so big that they can display all these aircraft side by side, parked, and it's just magnificent. Wow, this is a German one. It's a German army aircraft, Luftwaffe. So in our background, we have a German aircraft from German Army, Luftwaffe, and opposite side, we have an Air Force, US Air Force aircraft standing side by side, America and Germany. Wow, what a wonderful combination. And also that was a bit funny, the German aircraft, they're selling mementos, but taking price in US dollar. And on the other side, we can see a lot of fighter jets standing. We'll go there next. Maybe this one is F-35. Wow, what a sight. So many gigantic aircrafts parked side by side. Now we are approaching to the fighter jets. That will be fantastic. I don't think we can actually go close to that, but from here we can see all of them together. This is Super Hornet. Just beside the Super Hornet, we have this autonomous drone developed by Boeing. It doesn't have any ammunition at the moment, but it can fly on its own. But I think the pilot from F-35 or the Super Hornet, just there, can actually press a switch and ask this autonomous drone to fly to some particular location, and it will fly there. So from the beginning we have been collecting these pins. This is E7A pin, and we have collected quite a lot, like Super Hornet pin and few other Globemaster, maybe 10 or 12. So from the beginning we have been collecting all these pins. Look at these pins, and you can put the pin there. You can basically put that aircraft here. So that's quite interesting. As I mentioned that we are collecting the pins, and look at this pin. This is from Lockheed Hudson, and this is probably the most beautiful pin that we collected so far. Let me show you properly. Look at this, our new tools we collected from Big W yesterday in Melbourne. This is our new addition for this Avalon Airshow. I think there will be some air display very soon. It's approaching 1 o'clock, so it will be starting very soon, I guess.
It might have been a long way to the top, but...
We are starting the air show, and look at that. That's actually going to the runway to start the display.
And that is going to put on a truly eye-watering display of the brilliant flying Angela.
Wow, this is F-35, just taxiing. Just loving this environment. And F-35 is almost ready to fly. There's another one is started to move. What a wall of fire! Oh, the smoke is coming to us. Wow! So this was the wall of fire, and so they are now going to clear the runway. It will take some time.
As we clear the runway here, Captain Smith will demonstrate the F-16's remarkable power by pulling up into a near vertical reposition after only a 1,000-foot takeoff roll.
After we walked through that static display area, we came to very close to the runway, and what a fantastic display of all those aircraft, especially the fighter jets. An amazing experience, but there was so much noise and so much music, I couldn't actually vlog and I couldn't say anything because there was no point. So I recorded the best of it. Here it is, the collection, the best of Avalon Airshow, and it was fascinating.
Accelerate the aircraft into a near vertical climb. Ladies and gentlemen, from your right, the High Alpha.
Slightly paced across his foot. Here is a repace. You near one of them.
Probably going to come down, get close to the ground. Gear down. He's probably going to give a little wave to the crowd, say hello to all the young boys and girls there.
So if you can wave back, please do so. I'm sure he'd enjoy that, actually. There's got to be a smile on his face, isn't there? Sure.
Takeoff, and then they will hold, so you are going to hear the wonderful, unmistakable sound of Manoeuvres and 24
Whilst the action is just happening everywhere, there's still something out, a little flyer over here to the left. We've got the Jetstar flight coming in on the right. We've got
So there is a Jetstar flight landing.
Hilti coming in to the commentary box, to the chief commentary, and I'm going to be...
In the fact that as they developed Spitfire early on during the war, for bigger and bigger engines, the airframe never really caught up, so...
And if you do look to your right, you'll also see on the runway we've got two F-35s and two Super Hornets just lining up to taxi. That we've got stacked together but that's what you would be doing on high. Correct, Liam.
The two jets are going to break off shortly, and then the two pistons are going to come in for a break very close to the crowd.
So who is actually leading and talking on
The
this?
Mustang puts off. There you go, the brake, then I'll pull, they'll go to max afterburner, and then there's Spitfire and this is an action two on the ground. So you're into the freakiest way as Hornet aircraft from 100 Squadron coming for a landing. There we are. Essentially a 3-point landing for this deployment. We have a Poseidon coming in from the right. P8 Poseidon.
And the co-pilot is Flight Lieutenant Thomas Black, who's an 11 Squadron training captain.
Giving a bit of a demonstration of some of its maneuverability and capability, and I tell you what, these are absolutely amazing aircraft, submarine hunters, great for search and rescue as well, and we've seen them operating alongside testimony.
Basically made by Sikorsky and Lockheed Martin, with 24 currently in service and another.
So often they can see them as low as 100 feet flying along the coastline around Australia to
The doors are open on the P-800 fuselage, very heavily modified, so includes the weapons bay, unwing gear. There are 14 of these aircraft based at number 11 of 292 squadrons at RAAF RAAF base at Edinburgh. Anti-submarine warfare, anti-surface warfare, maritime surveillance. So he's really using hands, feet with a collective. Well, that looks like holes, basically, as you can see them right now. And those are for defensive
operating inside the battle space. You'll see the Romeo coming in to the right there now, back into the hole.
So what's it like refueling off a tanker?
It's quite tricky, but when the conditions are nice and smooth, unlike today, it would be relatively easy for the guys, but when it gets a little bit bumpy, a little bit turbulent, it is very, very tricky, especially as you can see on the left and right behind the
Saw these very first time at the Paris Air Show in 2001. The first Spartan arrived at 35 Squadron in 2015, and there are a fleet of 10 of these, and they sort of bridge the gap between the Army helicopters, the larger Chinook, etc., to the larger Air Force aircraft like the Charlie 130 and the C-17.
And you're going to see a fairly short landing here, and these aircraft can land on unprepared strips, as well as an airfield like here at the Australian International Airshow in Avalon. In fact, it's number one security.
On the other hand, I have.
So we're going to see it pitch out into circuit and come in do a landing as the C-27J Spartan.
There are only 6 troops on the ground, but they're all highly capable, so they are available at a moment's notice to secure a huge airfield, just the 6 of them, and they'll give you a bit of a wave. But they're in that defensive posture now, whilst the Charlie 130 lands. Hercules, everything from gunships to coast guards in the States, and obviously designed for cargo and a variety of other things. Very, very adaptable aircraft. These are based on 37 Squadron, and we've got a fleet of...
With some more Overwatch here on the F-35A Lightning II. More importantly, where our friendly
sources are located can be quite a complex environment. So
The squadron will normally operate using larger formations with its protected mobility vehicles, small, faster, specialist tactical vehicles, which you can see them often flying out the back of the aircraft, which are required to make the squadron
Lightning have a helmet-mounted display, so at any point we can also look down at the ground. We'll have symbology of where different things are, such as our friendly forces, and also maybe potentially target
Put the gas on basically, and we'll accelerate down the ground. As you see, both of those cargo aircraft, just enormous. The capabilities of the C-17 are outrageous. It can carry a tank. It can have here at the Australian International Airshow. It's over here to do some testing.
Now is more likely to develop that battle space awareness and getting that picture of what's happening on the ground. So it wasn't until year 12 that I actually sat down and had a good think about what I wanted to do with my life, and I realised that, hey, I can do this if I graduate high school, and I just apply myself would be my biggest point.
And what was your inspiration?
Honestly, it was flying room fire. Watching the pilots fly room fire in Brisbane. So Brizzy boy, and seeing the Super Hornet was just phenomenal.
And last year you got the amazing opportunity to fly that room as well.
Yeah, we did outside of the
We've got Bam Bam rolling in now for a simulated straight pass with some players popping out.
remember, a lot of noise, so just
Ready and Winnie further away.
Airshows like this they just spark that idea in people that military aviation could be for them.
Yeah, that's exactly it. To go up and actually get to talk to the aircrew, talk to the maintainers, is just, you don't get that anywhere else. So I'd advise everyone here to go to the static displays, meet and greet our people, and say goodbye. Yeah, I'd also argue one firm's got the best match stand as well. Here's the touchdown there.
The International Airshow.
Well, I believe we're flying the aircraft now, and it's accompanied by McDonald. So Nick and Doug are both the current 100 squadron pilots, but this particular aircraft is Doug, which is Doug owns a business. I don't know if you can tell us what that means.
It is hard to answer. Controls are beautiful, particularly in roll control.
So we had a military designation. We
the attacks, the German bridges in the Americas, and actually got about 26. I'm just going for you to check. They did many, yeah, particularly about 3,000 Alligators, B-17 It's one of the few aircraft that is produced in a no-wheel and stable version. Why would they do that? I don't know whether a tunnel beach sitting on the tarmac. It's a really gorgeous aircraft.
Very distinct tail.
Yeah, yeah. But yes, in military service. I think Doug's coming around for his figure 8 pass here now. And some bits and knives. Along with his manufacturing restaurants, business was extreme loaded. He also operates custom air adventures out of Grenada, and people that go visit Doug go over to get rides in a P-51. He's a couple. Hello, Mark.
Hi Michael, how are you? And it's a wonderful day today out here at Avalon Airshow.
Sure is. You're the former Secretary President of the Australian Historical Aviation
Society, the former secretary. I won't steal the president's role.
You know what you're talking about. And behind us here is this being the ADF, but we also thank the following sponsors. Martin Baker Australia.
And E05 to bring you Austin
Doing during the ADF showcase here today as it comes through quite low. And I'll hand out now to Coordinator Neil Whitehead who will lead us through this display.
And welcome back, Neil Whitehead. Squadron Leader Neil Whitehead. Are you Commodore yet?
Not quite, no, but I think as the day goes on, you'll never know. So here we are, we've got the P-8A assigned in, and witnesses
information from the back end to the front, and we can operate down to the peak points. It's got long ways, it can travel pretty fast, so we can travel that through people.
Probably in Australia, really. The police, the ambulance, all there. The fire truck was able to get out there within a minute. They were delayed by going out to get a gold pass and still couldn't receive a gold general admission pass because those seats are full already, so we can't do that. But they should have already received it. Direct link to the tech, and they're just a PDF to print out. All right.
Justin Giddings.
Kendo, the foundation that present the Avalon Airshow, the Australian International Airshow. As you see, the assembly is
It was heavily involved in the 2019-2020 Bushfire relief efforts, I believe.
Absolutely. In fact, I'm going to just drop it in the box. I know it is an incredible aircraft and vital to what we need here at the Australian. And actually, we can stand a little back because there are a few kids that have been having quite a few very nice donuts just before they got on there. But honestly, as I'm saying, something for absolutely everyone here at Avalon. These rides, it's lots of fun. Come on down to the fun park, and it's right next to the drone racing. If you haven't gone in there, get a look at that. It's really cool. Thank you guys. Thank you for the VT.
Complementing the P-8A sign that we saw earlier, this is obviously the helicopter version of a similar type of product that the P-8 made earlier. Helicopter. It was an important part of its operation, and it's going to be in service for a long time. It's been heavily modified and it replaces Seahawk from 2020 in. Doing some beautiful moves.
Plan to be retired until about 2048, I believe. That's a long time.
Generally speaking, helicopters have a longer lifetime technology and the way existing all of the radar, all of the infrared, and there is a person in the back, I believe, Neil, who operates all that magic.
Yeah, so the helicopter is operated by 3 people. There is the pilot in the front. Next to the pilot, also in the front, is the mission commander. And then in the back of the aircraft is operating performing at its maximum limits today. The helicopter is just approaching from the back of the runway towards our position, so we're not sure to take a picture. It's actually performing what would be a practice of a dipping manoeuvre.
Probably out the nose attitude there.
And it's just hovering giving
probably a wire, potential sonar, I believe.
exactly right, yeah. So listening for signals from submarines and ASW.
And I'm very happy to say we have a subject matter expert, somebody who flies these, Ben Martin of the Royal Australian Navy. Ben, thanks for joining us. He still impresses you as an aircraft.
Just having something talking about takes my breath away. You're the actor of the squadron. What is that your?
Basically the second in charge of our Seahawk training squadron, 725. So we train our Navy pilots, aviation officers and air crewmen to fly this mighty helicopter that you see before you this afternoon.
So what about your own background on the helicopters and your own background right throughout the Navy?
Yeah, so I joined the Navy in 2004. Years, I've never had a ground job. So incredible, and I'm so grateful that I got to start and have a getting in while training on it, something manageable like a CT4 first. Yeah, so it's quite bewildering the idea of PC2 achievement is something I still remember to this day.
There would be no pilot on the face of the earth that does not remember their first solo. Am I right, Steve?
Absolutely.
Am I right in thinking when you actually go solo for the first time, you are rewarded at the end of solo?
That would be what some courses take up right now.
And there's the pilot.
That's right, as a primary trainer, would a student be doing it? Would a student be throwing the aircraft around the sky doing leaps and rides?
You progress to that throughout the training, so in one way or the other, all I can tell you is that sitting side by side with my instructor, I was within whacking range of the manual. When I did something wrong, I was corrected physically. Thankfully those days are behind us, that's not how we do instruction anymore, but I remember some comical early stories.
Another way, the Rodney Benson parachute display team. They started, Rodney Benson is the leader. He started jumping in 1989. He's made over 6,000 parachute jumps. And by today's standards, like, that's not a lot apparently.
6,001.
6,002 after yesterday. I should have corrected that. He's done over 3,000 parachute displays all over the world. That's outside of Australia. He actually started the concept of jumping art. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a flag. I'm just trying to pick it on my...
The settling sensation of the chute unfurling above your head and then pure silence. If you've never done it before.
There we go. The flag you see today, the Australian flag, is actually 5,000 square feet, but it only weighs, so that's what, 25 by 25, something like that, and only weighs 60 kilograms. Because it's parachute material, right? Run through, Rodney Benson is the leader. Cameron Cooper is jumper number 2. He started jumping in 1992 and he's done over 19,000 parachute jumps. That's serious stuff. Chief instructor with Sunshine Coast Skydivers. Then we've got Archie Jamieson, jumper number 3. He started jumping in 1986 and he has 7 national titles under 3 different events and 17,500 parachute jumps. Christopher Banks, jumper number 4, started jumping in 2014. I've got to get all this in before they land.
No, we'll see the Australian flag there on the outline show, the RAAF Kingston as well, and the flag for the city of Geelong.
Absolutely perfect stuff. There we go.
Look at that. That takes great precision, especially in conditions like this.
2 down easy. Or 3, how many have we got down? 4. And the City of Geelong flag. Now making its way down the Australian flag. Wayne McLaughlin, jumper number 5. Started jumping in 1980. He's got 20,200 parachute jumps. These are adding up, aren't they? Paul Murphy, jumper number 6, 16,500 jumps.
And you see how they fight with their parachutes because the wind obviously wants to catch it.
I think they're incredibly brave today.
They have done superbly. So, and last and most importantly, the flag of this great nation being handled with due care, but that's so sensitively touched down.
Beautifully put. And after the parachute jumpers to the surreal aerial artistry of Emma McDonald. Here we go. So
she gets up to full speed, she's at 280 and pulling up now for with a half Cuban. So this will push her up into about plus 6G. Oh, actually, she's doing a little bit.
There she goes.
You stole her card. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Oh, that's
Come on, what's she doing? What's she doing?
I didn't have a copy. So pulling over now. And now this is half Cuban, so rolling back onto the erect position, positioning for the first pull-up. And she's going to go vertical. Now this is going to be a half pull-up, but at least 7G. So that's 7 times your body weight. So if you're 100 kilos, sort of squeezing hard now, squeezing hard. She's now going to start rolling left. As she's rolling, the aircraft is rolling due to her actual ailerons. But as the aircraft slows down, she's going to use the torque of the engine to keep the aircraft rolling left and go backwards. So watching her go backwards, aircraft is rolling left. You will see that.
Right back on.
No, it gets a little bit sticky in there. So half roll, and then opposition to the right, and then to should be doing a little, what we call a micro loop.
The micro loop is difficult because?
Well, it's tight is the point, and she's quite slow, so you've got to be very gentle on the ailerons and the elevator as you're squeezing out so she doesn't stall. So flying inverted down the track, this is getting her practice really for, in fact you'll see in a moment, she's going to be doing a little bit of racing style flying. Back, you can see this now is back onto the half Cuban. And she comes back down onto the vertical, 45 down line, and then half roll.
That puts her back to the right way up.
And then you should see her doing some little bit of imagining where actually she's just done a loop, hasn't she?
No, she's got some rolls up the top there.
So this is her zigzag, and then you'll see if she pushes hard over the top, and then going into a full flip roll. Flip roll is where she's stalling one of the wings, and it rolls even quicker than the remote.
And here we go with the change of pace of the music, ladies and gentlemen, because Emma is really throwing herself around in that cockpit at the moment. Only she doesn't break a sweat, I can tell you, she doesn't break a sweat.
So squeezing hard now into the micro loop. Back down onto the vertical.
Emma McDonald's been flying for a decade at least. She's from a family of pilots, and Nana, her granddad, her father, her cousins, her brothers. I think everybody in her family is a pilot.
That gives you, gives you some good input, doesn't it, and a lot of learning. So if you go back onto the half Cuban to reposition back towards the crowd line, and now she's going to give you a little demo of the racing that she's moving into. So you can see the full 90-degree roll, and
whacking it through the chicanes, and that 270-degree, that can give you the 8G at that moment.
Absolutely, it can, yeah. And you really do have to squeeze in preparation for that. We're not wearing juice suits, so you've got to do it with your own body.
Yeah, she actually owned her own fitness. Back into the middle of the box here. And
Back up on the floor, bud. Yeah, now we're going to see her tumble again. Here we go. There she goes. So tumbling the aircraft, nose over tail. Is that difficult to do? It's not easy, and it's really using the gyroscopic slipping the aircraft way.
Come on, southern end of the field. Wave. Emma is watching.
Smooth as you like, that is.
She's smooth, that's for sure. She's got all the moves at all the right moments.
Fantastic. Lovely bit of flying.
It was indeed. Yes, so Emma McDonald is Emma_Beyond Gravity on Instagram. Give her a follow, give her a like. Here she goes again. And a bit more action there. Up into the vertical. Maybe some more tumbles. That would be great because to me they are the most glorious manoeuvre. There you go. Up and over the top, end over end. And down into the vertical.
Roulettes are here. Wow, this is going to be fascinating.
Give them a bit of a wave as they take off after the glorious DC-21s. Here we go. Now.
Direct from the street, so if you come into the Air Force either through ADFA, to a degree, or direct go through officers school, and then basically join one FPS to fly this 1200 horsepower machine. It's quite a challenge, I guess, for the young students compared to the CT4 predecessor on the PC9. Because of simulators, because of ground feel, we believe in the early stages of their training, they're
Roulettes, Flight Lieutenant Peter Brewster, Roulette 7 is also joining me here for the display today.
Okay, Hixie, thanks for the introduction. Thanks everyone for coming out to watch the show. It's been an awesome day so far, and now we have the Roulettes ahead of us.
That's right now you'll see in that loop the formation change there as they reach the top of the loop from the eagle to wedge formation. Now, Brewy, it's a fairly significant joining of the Roulettes this year. They're 55 years old, and during that time we would have seen the Pilatus PC9 as part of the team, the Mackie as well, but today it's the Pilatus PC21. Run us through what this is like to fly.
So the PC-21 was introduced into the Defence Force in 2019. Just that's right, we've got the team coming past in the leaders' benefit. So the PC-21 is an all-crew trainer. Anyone joining the Defence Force to fly with the Air Force, so with all-crew services, is going to go through the 21 from the first aircraft they get to touch and learn on, but it's also very high performance, so they get to learn a lot of the manoeuvres that you're going to see today, such as the loops, barrel rolls, sail turns, etc.
Now, the Roulettes are based at RAAF Base East Sale in Victoria, and what's unique about the team is that when they're taking part in these displays, it's actually a part-time role. So all of these pilots you see flying today are instructors at the Central Flying School, teaching our experienced pilots how to become flying instructors. Look, he's been an Air Force flying instructor since 2010, and this is his 13th season on the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, just ahead of you the wheel. Just ahead of you the wheel.
Now, as Brewy just said, is Flight Lieutenant James Dutchke, call sign Dutters, or as we like to say, Dolphin Stutters. They're doing the wheel, and at times they'll be heading towards each other at a closer speed rate of around 1,000 kilometres an hour. What sort of Gs are we looking at?
For that turn, there'll be overhead, we'll see Willis 134 coming to the T to box formation.
Now, the amazing thing about these pilots, that, as I said before, they are flying instructors at the Central Flying School based at RAAF Base East Sale, but they've all come from different backgrounds of operational aircraft. Everything from fast jets to the F-18 Classic Hornet, through to the F-35, the F-18F Super Hornet, the C-130J Hercules, the AP-3C Orion, and of course the P8 Poseidon, which is what you flew, Brewy.
Yeah, that's correct. And a few of us on the team actually flew the P8 Poseidon after moving on from the P3, so it's a wonderful aircraft based on the 737, very capable. It's full of all the new tech for us, hunting subs and ships out there, and also conducting roles like search and rescue. Out to the right.
Now, times these two roulettes 5 and 6 will be a minimum of 3 metres apart. This is where we see they keep up some form relations. Now, as we talk about roulette rate of around 1,000 kilometres an hour. Now, Brewy, what sort of Gs are we looking at?
For that turn, that'll be...
Here he is, as an instructor at the Central Flying School, and also a member of the Roulettes as roulette number 2. Roulette 3 is Flight Lieutenant Brodie Sweeney, who is from the Gold Coast in Queensland. She joined the Air Force and became a pilot of the C-130J Hercules at 37 Squadron, based at RAAF Base Richmond in New South Wales. Brodie is an exceptional pilot and became an instructor, and then became a roulette, and this is her first season with the roulettes. As roulettes 5 and 6 come in now.
Yeah, it is. Sounds like...
And this is dedicated to a very special person who's here today, Felix, who is joining us with the heart. These are our romantics. Now, Felix is celebrating his 4th birthday here and is a huge roulettes fan. And he's actually joining us just outside the commentary box. And this oblique heart is dedicated to Felix today here at the Australian International Airshow. Happy birthday, Felix. I hope you've had a fantastic day today. So how many can do? Here we go. Count them in, kids. 1, 2, 3. And of course, Roulette 4 is actually one of Felix's favourites, and Felix is turning 4. And here comes Flight Lieutenant Christopher Schakowsky with his solo display, Brewy.
Getting in as many aileron rolls as he possibly can before the formation positions off to the left for the card 5.
And there's Felix waving to the team on the screen just there, loving the display today. And of course, we haven't introduced yet Roulette 4, Flight Lieutenant Bryce Martin, call sign Cuddles. You might have met him today. He was the one doing that corkscrew before, and then we've had Roulette 5, who is obviously displaying right now, who is a bit of our action man, actually. He's what we call about Tom Cruise. He's part of the Australian Skydiving team. He power glides on weekends.
He plays ESAL, he also rides a scooter, which makes it a little bit bad too.
As he rolls 135 through in the card 5 formation.
Yes, as mentioned earlier, so they'll run through either number 1 or 2 flying training schools based in East Sale or over in Perth, RAAF Base Pierce. And I'll fly this, we'll jump in the sims first, learn some procedures, make sure they're ready to go, then jump in the aircraft and bounce them away for about a year and a half to 2 years, learning everything there is to be a pilot in the Australian Defence Force. Out to the right, we're setting up for the rollbacks.
Now, Brewy, how difficult is this manoeuvre? Because we're seeing a fairly synchronised display.
It can be difficult for them to do it simultaneously, and but it's a rolling, pulling.
Coming through from the left. Brewy, what do we got?
They perform the Rifadel. So get a good aspect of the aircraft with the canopy up to the crowd, give them a good wave. And then they'll set up out the back for their final manoeuvre of the display. Make sure you get your cameras ready, ladies and gentlemen.
And there's incredible visibility from the cockpit, so when you wave at the roulettes here today, they will actually see you. Obviously they're concentrating on what they need to be doing with flying, because there is no autopilot during these displays. It's all hands and feet, correct, Roy?
Yeah, so obviously it's a high-tech aircraft. We've got autopilots in aircraft that we use a fair bit for high-level transits, and we train the students to be able to use it because they move on to aircraft with high levels of automation. But for formation flying, we tend to just rely on the basic hands and feet skill, using our eyes just to judge distance from other aircraft, enclosure rates, etc. And that's exactly what these pilots are doing today. They're very well versed in it, obviously. Out the back, they're just setting up for the Delta Loop and Burst. Us in leaders' benefit. So the KC-21 is our all-through trainer. Anyone joining the Defence Force to fly with the Air Force, with all three services is going to go.
Now it takes a full team of people, from admin to maintenance, logistics and life support, just to name a few, to be able to get these roulette displays for you today. To your front, ladies and gentlemen. Royal Australian Air Force roulettes. Put your hands together, and if you've got any great photos and video of
thing there is to be a pilot in the Australian Defence Force. Out to the right, we're setting up for the Roulettes.
What a wonderful day we had at the Avalon Airshow, and finally at the end of the day we had the best possible roulette show to end the day. I mean, we have captured roulette show in Hobart so many times, but this was spectacular because the area was so wide and I was not missing a single thing. So that was wonderful, and overall it was a brilliant day, and we never came here before and this was our first time. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.